Hi there everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey. Today I'm going to guide you through a yoga flow that you can do to practice your balance. So this practice might be a little bit more intermediate in level. So if you are a fresh brand new beginner, that does not mean that you can't do this. You are welcome to give it a try, but I want all of us, no matter what our experience with yoga is, to keep in mind that the most important thing in our practice is to stay connected with our breath. So if you notice at any point that you are losing that connection to your breath, if you fall out of a pose and you start to get frustrated, come back to the breath and let that be the primary focus, because we're not just practicing balance to have stronger legs and to help our posture and to help longevity. We are also doing it to help balance our mind and our nervous system. So just keeping that in mind, and we're going to begin in child's pose. I do have one block with me on my mat today. So if you have a block, you're welcome to bring it, but you don't necessarily need it for practice. Widen your knees apart, big toes touch, hips go back towards the heels, and then reach your arms forward, forehead to your mat. Softening through your shoulders, relaxing the jaw, and then taking these first few breaths to go inward. Really, our whole practice is about going inward. But starting off here to begin that process. It's a little bit easier to start going inward whenever we're still. Lengthening the breath slightly. And checking in with the body, noticing if there's any areas that feel a little sore or tense. Maybe you have an injury that you want to be mindful of. It's important to keep in mind that in any yoga practice, especially balancing practices, it is not about getting the perfect pose. We're just seeing what happens. Meeting each moment with curiosity. Take a breath in, lift your head, look towards your hands. Exhale, shift forward into your table. Hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. A few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, lift your sits bones, drop your belly, pull your heart through and lift your head. And then exhale, round your spine, tailbone tucks down, chin towards your throat. A few more, breathe in, your cow pose, tailbone lifts, head lifts. Exhale, cat. Head drops down, tailbone tilts down. Breathe in for the cow. Make sure the breath is leading the movement. Breathe out for cat. One more. Inhale, come back to your neutral spine. Similarly, we're going to extend the right leg, pointing the right toes down, making sure that the right hip is wrapping down slightly. And then exhale, draw your right knee towards your nose. Inhale, extend. This would be kind of like your cow. We're not letting the belly dip down as much. Exhale, knee to nose, round your spine. Something more like a cat. Inhale, extend. And exhale, knee to nose. Now inhale, extend. Exhale, set the right toes down with the toes tucked under, and then turn on the right foot so that the toes point towards the right a little bit. Spin on the left knee so that the left toes point towards the left, and you have like a kickstand going on. Balancing on the left arm, left knee, right foot as we inhale, reach the right arm into the sky for a supported side plank. Now, what I really want you to focus on here is your spine. So lengthen the tailbone down, Reach out through the crown of the head. Your gaze can be going down. It can be going straight forward. Maybe it goes up towards the right thumb. Breathe. Because you have that left foot behind you like a kickstand, you can really start to feel the hips press forward slightly and the right shoulder leaning back. So a lot of the times people will just bring their arm back in space and want you to feel the shoulder leaning back. Okay, you're welcome to stay here. Option to send the weight more into that left knee, left hand, and lift the right foot. Let me move my bangs out of the way so I can see. And then bend into the right knee. See if you can catch a hold of the top of the right foot and press that foot into the hand. You're really going to feel the right shoulder lean back now. You want to press the hips forward, press down through the top of the left foot. Maybe your gaze goes up and smile. Breathe. And then exhale, look down. Plant the right hand down, spin on the left knee, and set your right knee down back into tabletop pose. Any little wiggles that feel good in between are welcome. You might even just want to come off of your hands for a moment. Roll out the shoulders. Let's come back into table, going to the opposite side. So sending the left foot back, lifting the toes away from the mat. Inhaling here, this is like your cow, just not letting the belly dip down as much. Exhale, left knee towards your nose, round your spine. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. Breathe in, extend. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, set the left toes down. Spin on the left foot so the toes point to the left. Point right toes towards the right. Press into the right arm. Reach your left arm up. Your supported side plank. Gazing towards the left thumb if that's okay in your neck. Pressing hips forward. Leaning left shoulder back. Soften through the jaw. Alrighty, option to stay here. Or again, you can send the weight into the right hand, right leg. Lift the left leg. More like a knee down half moon. And then maybe you explore bending the left knee, grabbing a hold of the top of the foot, and then pressing foot into hand, pulling hand into foot to create the back bend. Inhale, look towards the ground. Exhale, bring the left hand down, bring the left knee down. Back into your tabletop pose. Once again, any little wiggles that feel good in the hips, maybe some cat-cows or just pelvic tilts. Maybe you want to come off of the hands if that was a lot in the wrists. And now let's walk the hands forward, coming back into table. We're going to tuck the toes. Let's send the hips up and back to our first downward facing dog. Because it's the first one, especially if this is your first practice of the day, let's alternate the bends of the knees. Stretching out the ankles and the calves, waking up those hamstrings. And then finding your way into a static downward dog. Spread shoulder blades apart. Reach through the arms. A couple more breaths here. Let's walk the hands back towards the feet, coming to a forward bend at the back of the mat. Release the weight of your head. Arms can be heavy, just dangling, or maybe you grab opposite elbow with opposite hand. Really releasing the spine, stretching out the vertebrae. Next, inhale, bring your hands to your shins or fingertips to the mat. Inhale, lift halfway, flatten your back. And exhale, forward bend. Let it all go. Inhale, come through a halfway lift, bend into the knees a little bit, reach the arms forward and up. And then exhale, hands to your heart center, Tadasana. And so here we'll be practicing our standing balancing poses. So it's important when we're practicing balance that we have a drishti, a focal point that we are focusing our eyes on, something that's not moving. I particularly like finding a line of some sort and just kind of merging my awareness with the line, trying to stand up straight. And so with that straight line, trying to keep it in my mind. Hands can be at heart center as a reminder to stay connected to the center line of the body. And we'll start by sending our weight into our left leg, lifting the right heel, pressing down through that left leg. Maybe you're staying here today. This is great. Maybe you lift that left knee. With that left knee lifted, you're really feeling the hip flexor engage. Also connected to core as we scoop the tailbone forward a little bit. And then can you open the right knee out? Check it out, see how it feels. Flexing back through the right toes, can you internally rotate the thigh? So you're going to feel some stuff also happening in that left leg, that standing leg. Inhale here to lift that right knee. And then exhale, point the right knee down, bringing the knee next to the left knee. Inhale, open the right knee out. Exhale, pointing the knee down. Inhale, lift it out. Exhale, point it down. Last one, breathe in. And exhale, point it down. Now, if you need to take a little rest, you can set that right foot down. We're going to inhale, pull the right knee up. Externally rotate the thigh, bend into the left knee, set your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Send the hips back, send the heart forward slightly as a counterbalance for your standing pigeon. Keep breathing. Let's inhale, power through the left leg, lift that right knee high, and then find a point on your mat towards the top of the mat where you're going to step the right foot. So you find the point first, and then you extend the leg, send the weight forward, try to land your foot there. Into your high lunge, bending into the right knee, left leg is back, left heel is lifted. Hands can stay at heart center now, or you can reach the hands up overhead like you're holding a big beach ball. Awesome work. Now the option here is to step the left foot up to meet the right in Tadasana at the top of the mat. Or we can start to send the upper body forward, power through the right leg, inhale, reach that left knee up into your one-legged Tadasana on the right side this time. From here, moving into your tree pose. So open the left knee out. You might use your left hand to bring the foot to the inside of the thigh. Pressing foot into leg, leg into foot. Maybe arms are overhead, or you can take any other arm variation that is comfortable for you. Great work. Another breath in. Let's exhale. Set the left foot down. Arms come down. Tadasana. And then you can just wiggle it out. Shift the hips side to side. Maybe you do a little twisting in the upper body. Just letting anything that built up within you go. Letting it out. Maybe taking a deep breath in, letting it go with a sigh. So really, we're just trying to find equilibrium again. So if there's something that's built up in you from that, letting it go in the way that feels right. Inhale, reach the arms up, upward salute. Exhale, soften your knees, hinge at your hips, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step 1 foot back at a time into your plank pose. Option to lower the knees. Exhale to lower to the belly. Inhale for your cobra or an upward dog, straightening the arms, straightening the legs, pressing into the tops of the feet. Exhale into your downward dog. Hips go high and back. Reach through your heels. Take a rest. In your own time, walk your hands back towards your feet. Uttanasana at the back of your mat. Take a rest. Let it all go. Next, inhale, lift halfway. Hands resting where they're most comfortable. Exhale. Forward bend. Inhale, come through a halfway lift with the back. Bend the knees. Reach the arms forward and up. Upward salute. Exhale. Hands at heart center. Alrighty, we're going to do that on the other side now. So finding your mountain pose and finding your drishti. Send the weight into your right leg. Lift your left heel. Power down through the right leg. Maybe the toes stay down. Maybe you lift that left knee up. Really activating hip flexor, lengthening tailbone down, connected to core. And then moving through this with curiosity, without expectations. Can we open that left knee out? Can we tilt the toes back? I kind of have a wall that's preventing me from doing this a little bit. And then keeping that left knee lifted, inhale. Exhale, bring the left knee next to the right, pointing the knee down. Inhale, open the left knee out. Exhale, knee down. 2 more, breathe in to lift. Exhale, knee down. 1 more, breathe in. And exhale. Great work. Remember, you can set the toes down. Inhale, bring that left knee up if you're still with me. You can always catch up in a couple of breaths. Externally rotate that left thigh. Set the left ankle over the right thigh. Bend into the right knee. Hips go back. Heart goes forward a little bit as a counterbalance, but we're still lengthening up through the spine. Your standing pigeon. You got this. Power down to the right leg. Inhale, reach that left knee up. Your one-legged Tadasana again. Find that point on the mat that you're going to be stepping your left foot, and then extend the leg, send it forward into your high lunge. Option to have the hands at heart center or reach the arms up like you're holding a big beach ball. From here, the option is to step up to Tadasana at the top of the mat, or we can start to lean the upper body forward to feel the weight go into that left leg. Press down, power up, pull the right knee in, and then into your tree. Option to use your right hand to that right leg to help the foot find its placement. Nice and tall here with your tree pose. Vriksasana. Shoulders away from the neck. Any arm variation that suits you. 2 more breaths here. Alrighty, arms can come down. With control, set the right foot down, mountain pose. And then shake it off. You can shift your weight as you need to. Shift your hips. Maybe some of these kind of helicopter arm style movements. And then coming back to Tadasana, into our flow. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant palms, step back, plank. Option to lower the knees. Continue the exhale to lower to belly. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take your rest. Reset. Alrighty, on the next breath then, lift the left leg into the sky, bend the knee, open the hip. Balancing out the weight between both arms, both shoulders. Inhale, straighten the legs, square the hips. Exhale, look between your hands. Step the left foot between the hands. Drop the right heel down. Inhale, open up, warrior two. Look over the left fingertips. So the front of your body and your hips are facing towards the right while your gaze goes over your left fingertips. Squeeze that left knee open. Take another breath in here. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. Inhale, straighten the left leg. Let the left hip drop down. Lean the left shoulder and left arm back. Right hand resting on the right thigh. Reverse triangle. Exhale into your triangle pose. Reach the left hand forward, 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 forward until you can't help but rest the left hand down on the shin, maybe the ankle, maybe a block, or fingertips can come to the mat. Right arm is going to reach up overhead, keeping the thumb over the eye. Pull shoulders away from your neck. Alrighty, another breath in. Exhale, bend into the left knee. Inhale, reach the left hand up and back. Peaceful warrior, reverse warrior. Exhale, bring the left elbow on top of the left thigh. Right arm alongside the right ear, palm face down. Find this line of energy from the right foot to the right fingertips, Maybe gaze goes up towards the ceiling. From here, we're finding our way into half moon. So right hand is going to come to the waistline. I'm going to heel toe my right foot in just a little bit. And I'm going to reach for my block. If you're not using a block today, you're just going to find a point on the floor to focus. And you're going to reach your left fingertips a little bit beyond into the left of your left foot. From here, let's lift the right heel. Feel the weight go into the left leg. And then see if you can start to lean the weight all the way into that leg as you reach that right foot up. Just like we practiced when we had our left knee down at the beginning, you're thinking about rolling your right shoulder back while pressing your hips forward. Use this right glute to squeeze that foot higher. Option to keep the hand on the hip or reach that right arm up. And then the biggest challenge is to send the gaze upwards. Try not to rely too much on that left hand. One more breath in. Then exhale, right foot down and forward fold at the top of your mat. Whew, great work, no matter what happened. Give yourself a pat on the back. We're going to flow to make our way to the other side. So move your block if you were using it. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step the legs back, lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. And exhale into your downward dog. Take a rest here. Next breath in, ground through the left leg, reach that right leg high. Bend the knee, open the hip, point the knee towards the ceiling, keep the shoulders even. Inhale, straighten the right leg, square the hips. Exhale, look between the hands. Step the right foot forward. Drop the left heel down. Inhale, cartwheel the arms open into your warrior two. Strengthening our legs. Next breath in, flip the right palm, straighten the right leg, let the hip kick down, leaning back. Exalted triangle or reverse triangle. Exhale, keep the right leg straight as you reach the right hand forward until you can't help but rest it down on the shin, the ankle, a block, or the floor. Left arm is reaching towards the sky. Gaze is going up if that's okay in your neck. Keep that thumb over the eye. Next breath in, bend into the right knee. Reach that right hand up and back. Peaceful warrior. Exhale, extended side, right elbow on top of the right thigh, left arm alongside the ear. Feeling this line of energy from the left foot to the left fingertips. Grounding through the legs. Preparing for half moon. Ardha Chandrasana, Ardha Chandrasana. Let's grab the block if we're using it. Bring it slightly to the right and ahead of the right foot. Lift onto the left toes. Ground down through that right foot. As we lift, you might need to adjust the stance slightly. Lift that left foot up. Think about rolling the left shoulder back as you press your pelvis forward, stacking left hip over right. Keeping your drishti or challenging yourself by trying to look up. Left arm, whoop, can be up overhead. Another breath in. Exhale, left foot down, forward fold at the top of your mat. Let it all go. Great work. That pose is definitely one of the biggest challenges for me. It's like playing trust with yourself. Next breath in, lift halfway. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, lower to the belly. Inhale, cobra, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Awesome work. From here, we're going to inhale, reach the left leg high again. Exhale, bend the left knee in, lower the knee behind the left wrist, point the toes to the right, lower the right knee. And then we're going to heel toe that right leg back into Ekapada Rajakapatasana, your pigeon pose. Let the hips be heavy. Lift up through the heart. Staying here or maybe lowering to forearms. You can always fan the elbows out and rest your forehead down on your hands. If that feels like it's a little bit far away, if you have a block or a pillow, you can bring it under your head or your chest to fill in that space. Really starting to slow things down now. Let's inhale to lift the head. Exhale to come on to the hands. And then we're going to just walk the right knee in. Power up through the arms. Lift the right leg, or the right knee, I mean. Squeeze the left knee in towards the body. And then inhale, shoot it up and back, three-legged dog. Before you exhale, set the left foot down, come back into your downward dog. Let's go right over to the other side. Inhale, ground through the left leg, lift that right knee, bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, squeeze the knee in. Drop the knee behind the wrist, point toes to the left. Walk the left knee back. Find some grounding in your hips before you lower, maybe onto stacked forearms, stacked hands, maybe to a block. Two more breaths. Next breath in, lift your head. Exhale, press into the hands to lift up. Instead of going back to downward dog, we're going to lean onto the right hip, swing the left leg around in front, and then extend both legs out in front of us. Come into Dandasana, your staff pose. Flex back through the pinky sides of the toes, press out through the ball joint of the big toes. Feel how that kind of internally rotates the thighs a little bit. And lift up through the heart. If it feels like you're rounding back here, bend the knees so that you can get the shoulders right over the hips. Straight spine. So we're either here or we're here. And then we're going to inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, lift the flat back, lean forward until you can't lean forward without bending the spine. And then we're going to grab a hold of the legs or the feet wherever's accessible. And exhale, forward bend. So if you can hold on to your feet, you might give yourself a little bit of a pull. Let your head be heavy. And so this is so good for our hamstrings, for our lower back. It's also amazing for digestion, compressing in the front of the organs. Make sure you're still breathing. Inhale, think about lifting halfway, flatten your back, lift your head. Exhale, return to upright, Dandasana. From here, making sure that you're scooted to the center of your mat, just slowly recline down onto your back. Before we come into our shavasana, we'll find some reclined twists. And so you can just bend your left knee in, extend your right leg long, reach the left arm out beside you, and on an exhale, guide your left leg over to the right. Thinking about stacking left hip over right. One more breath in on this side. Exhale, return to center. We switch out the legs. Right knee comes in, left leg goes out. Right arm beside you, and guide the right leg to the left. Next breath out, return to center. Bring your feet to your mat, constructive rest, letting the spine rest in a more neutral position. Preparing for shavasana, so if this is where you feel that your spine is the most comfortable and neutral, you're welcome to stay here. If you think it would feel better to extend your legs, you can do that. Maybe letting the arms rest out beside you, taking up some space, closing your eyes, letting go of the control of your breath. And then you'll hear my voice whenever it's time to come back into your space. So until then, enjoy your shavasana, enjoy your rest. Remaining just as you are, start to bring your awareness back to your breath. As you feel ready, moving in ways that feel good to wake your body up again. Maybe a big full body stretch, reaching out through the hands, through the heels, breathing in. Exhale, letting it go. Draw your knees into your body. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. Eventually landing yourself on whichever side is most comfortable. And whichever side you land on, just try to take a couple more breaths using the bottom arm like a pillow, resting on this side, until you feel ready to easily press your way up. Make your way back to an upright seat. There's no hurry. Your eyes can remain soft or closed. Sitting up nice and tall. And then checking in, how do you feel? What impact has your practice had on you? And remembering that no matter what happened, you showed up, feeling gratitude for yourself for doing the hardest part, which is just showing up. With a sense of gratitude in our hearts, palms together in front of the heart space, Anjali Mudra. Closing with the chant of Om, wherever you are with your breath, empty out the lungs, release the air. Take a breath in. Exhale to chant. And thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Please let me know how it was for you in the comments down below. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I put out new classes every single Sunday and sometimes an extra one throughout the week just for fun. So I hope that we can practice together again very soon. And until then, namaste.